know what today is on Mondays. All roads lead to book club. So my name is Nina Moore, and maybe this is your first time watching. If it is your first time, we definitely want you to let us know in the comments. Just type a 1. Let me know it's your first time. If you're here every single Monday with us, drop a 2 and let me know that you are here. You wouldn't miss a book club if somebody paid you 2. So make sure that you can hear me. Let me know that you can hear me in the comments. And you know what? I am so excited about book club. I'm excited about this particular book that we're reading, the Motivation Manifesto. 9 declarations to claim your personal power. But I'm even the more excited because you don't even need to have the book. And so we want to make sure that everybody knows that we're here. What we want you to do is we want you to make sure that you let everybody know that book club is live. And when you log on, we want you to drop those hashtags in the comments, BookTube, Goodreads, and BookTok, because we want to make sure that we are attracting people who love to read or people who don't love to read, but need to be in a community of people who can help them have more of an affection for reading. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I have a gift, and the gift that I have is to get into the mind of the author. And so we don't just read this book, but we really break it down. We take our time and we grow through the book together. All right. This book is giving us a jab, uppercut. And so what I want you to do is I want you all to tag and share. Let somebody know that we are live and they do not want to miss book club. Now, what's so great about book club, and maybe you don't understand why we should be here. Book club is so important because, number one, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I am here every Monday, unless there's a major holiday. I am here to fill your cup. Number 2, and not in any order of importance, but leaders are readers. And if you have any desire to lead in any capacity, reading is fundamental. And then number 3, we're never going to earn more than we learn. Personal growth and development is so important. And if we have a desire to lead other people, the first person that we must be able to lead is ourselves. And so I see you all logging on. I got Tedra Gordon from Georgia. We've got Sally Isaac from South Carolina. We've got Marguerite Boyd Faison from Philadelphia. Ms. Brenda Morgan, all the way from Palm Coast, Florida. Let's see who else is logged on with us. Mama Nisi is on the line from the D. We've got Tracy Akins from Dallas, Texas. Robin Owens, who's logging in from Flint, Michigan. Y'all, let the world know that we are alive. Now, I don't know about you all, but this book has, when I tell y'all, this book has been like a whoop, 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 whoop. We are in chapter 2 on fear. He who is brave is free. We're on chapter 2. And like I said, make sure y'all are letting other people know, because Sharon is Karen. Let everybody know that we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Please tag and share. Tag someone if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube. We want to make sure that you're tagging other people to let them know that, oh, so Robin Owens, I said Flint, Michigan. She's Grand Blanc. I am so sorry, y'all. We've got Aunt Carol and my mom from Delaware. Michelle is logging in from Georgia. Everyone, we've got Melissa in Texas, and y'all keep coming on, logging in. So we're going to go ahead and get started because we want to make sure that we finish chapter 2 today. Y'all, I am so excited about where we're going from here. I think I already know where we're going from here, but we're definitely going to be able to finish chapter 2. How many of you all have not missed 1 week yet of the Motivation Manifesto? Kelly from Canada. Oh, Canada. Right. Let me know if you have not missed 1 week of this. Now, if you have been with us since the introduction, let me know. Robin, Anita, I see you. Let me know, how are we feeling about the Motivation Manifesto? I believe that this book is literally, Misha, South Carolina, where we are all at in life right now. I believe that this is pivotal as we are right here smack dab at the end of the year. And hello, Latanya from North Carolina. It's so good to see you here. It's so pivotal to where we are in life. So let's go ahead. We're on page 37. For those of you who are reading along with us, we're on page 37. But if you don't have the book, don't you worry, because this is a book club where you don't even need the book. I am going to read the book for you. All right, for you and with you. All right, so we are in chapter 2. We're in the weaklings. We're going to start off at the weaklings. The next category of people we must anticipate are the weak and the slowful. Now, you know, Brendan Burchard, he literally starts off each subchapter and each chapter with a smack in the face. He says the next category of people we're going to talk about, we must anticipate, are the weak and the slowful. Those who speak out against the efforts and the hardships required to be remarkable. So, you know, those people that are always focused on what's not happening and what they can't get and and listen, y'all don't be mad at the messenger, okay? Be mad at the message, but don't be mad at the messenger. It would be too simple to say, do not give your ear to a lazy person, as he will surely pour fear and apathy into your soul. But it is nonetheless a powerful mantra to not allow your ear, do not give your ear to a lazy, slowful person. He will surely pour fear and apathy into your soul. Everybody type in the comments, run, run. When you find someone who is slowful, who is lazy, weak, run. That's what the book is saying. Okay? Choosing not to listen to weaklings demands true personal power, especially for those of us who are good listeners and empathetic friends. As we want to respect their opinions and their circumstances, we must be discerning with those we know well and allow close. Now, I don't know about y'all, but Stanisha and I, a friend of mine, business partner of mine, did a live earlier today where we just talked about this, about who you allow close to you. Because you got to understand, Carmen, that be careful who you allow close to you. Because what they got on them, Indira, will rub off on you. Run, okay? So choosing not to listen to weaklings demands true personal power, especially with those who are good listeners and empathetic friends, as we want to respect their opinions and their circumstances. We must be discerning with those we know well and allow close. It is possible to listen lovingly while being careful about what energy we absorb. Don't absorb their energy. With strangers, it makes sense to be guarded. It is easy to be seduced by vivants, and those who promise lazy afternoons of eating, drinking, gossiping, or watching tasteless reality. We can be fooled by their leisurely pace, mistaking their lack of ambition for serenity. But these kinds of people can be more apathetic than relaxed. We must beware them. We must beware them, for they can make us fear the thing that advances our lives, which is called effort. You know, you have to be careful. We were talking earlier about a event that I have every December, and I started off in my home. It was free, right? I started off in our home. We started off, then we did one on Zoom because COVID, right? And so this is my 5th year of annually doing a vision experience. I do it every year in December. Sometimes, yeah, because I try not to mess with Thanksgiving. Every year in December. And the thing that you have to be very, very careful about is, Indira, getting around people who don't have the same vision as you. So when you tell them what you're going to do, they'll say things to you like, why would you pay that to go? What? You know, I don't pay for anything that's going to help me to grow. I invest. I'm investing my finances right now. And Dara, you might want to get with me, right? We're investing, we're learning how to educate ourselves, how to invest in the stock markets and crypto and Bitcoin and all of those things, learning how to be smart with our finances. We work through our credit and all those things. And when I go to obtain mentorship, I invest. I invest. And so with strangers, we can be guarded, right? But we must beware, for they can make us fear the thing that advances our lives. Effort. What is it that advances our lives? Effort. Effort. I'm gonna put that down in the comments. Effort. Effort advances our lives. Effort. It's funny because this morning I stumbled upon a video, and I shared it with a few friends of mine, because anybody ever been in a car, and let's just say Sonia, Melissa, Tedra, Marguerite, Indira, you want to make a left turn. Let's just say you want to make a left turn, or you want to make a right turn, right? I'm Carol, you want to turn into a parking lot, and you know that you can make the turn, but something in you kind of like abruptly causes you to kind of pause, and you miss the opportunity to make the turn, and then a funeral procession comes along. Anybody ever been there? When you know you had to clear to make the turn, and you should have made the turn, but you thought too long. You knew you had it. You were clear. You could have made it, and then you wait because you overthink it. And now there's a whole long or a train. You should have made the turn. And now you got to think it. You got to think about it. And now because you got to think about it, you knew you should have made the turn. You knew you should have gone. And now the train is 10 minutes going by you. Take it easy is what they say. Come on, y'all. They say take it easy. That's what they say, right? Why are you working so hard? Why would you buy that? Why would you be on those trainings? Why would you do blah, 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 right? Nothing you do is going to last or mean anything or make a difference anyway, right? Those stinking thinkers. It's as though on our ambitious journey, these people wave toward us on the sidelines with a smile. Yet they whisper to others that our toils are a waste of time. They make like watchmen, warning us with great glee against oncoming struggles. So, Monica, you ever seen those people that they only want to point out, well, what if those things don't work? Well, what if you invest in that crypto? What if you invest in that stock and you don't yield a return right away? What if you They always focus on, but what if you invest $100 in something that 2 years from now turns into $100,000? Would it be worth your time then? But sometimes the people that are around you, the weak-minded people, slowful, they will talk you out of your blessing if you're not careful. But the closer to these idlers that we pass, the more we hear them silently joking at our expense, demeaning our efforts, criticizing our comrades in struggle. You know, the ones that are telling you, you too old. Why would you be trying to learn that? You too old for that. Why can't you just be satisfied with what you got right now? Why do you want more? Oh, those vision things, they don't work. Why would you put a bunch of pictures on a board? Beware the raucous village idiot who takes pleasure in making faraway jabs, taunting the strivers passing by, hoping to instill the fear of unworthiness. So they feel unworthy, and now they want you to feel unworthy too. Who are these idlers? They are worshipers of ease who rarely feel the satisfaction of a hard day's work. They are the aimless souls who pursue no real path, no purpose, no higher desire that would demand the best of them. They may never have found the courage to abandon complacency. They are glib cynics who have added little real value to the world. They are the escapists, those who bolt away at the first inkling of a challenge. They scorn the presence of those bolder than they. So that's what they're really upset with, Indira. They're upset that you are bold enough to want to make a change in life. Yes, this is live. They're upset that you would dare want to do something different. They're upset that at your age, why would you want more? What's wrong with what we've got? They scorn the presence of those bolder than they. They are the fatalists who believe that mankind's star is not rising but sinking. They are the resigned, the miserable few who long ago gave up their power so that they might be absolved of the responsibility of living a remarkable life. Oh my goodness. We mustn't take these loiterers on the sidelines of four friends. Uh-oh. Now, I know, Miss Gloria, that this means, you know what I found? The stairway to nowhere is wide, but the ladder to where we desire to go is narrow. Only one person can go up at a time. And once we go up, it is then our job to reach back down and grab those that are on the ladder, not those that are on the stairs. We mustn't take these loiterers on the sidelines, right? These people will inspire nothing but weakness. And their invitation to a life of ease are lures to a life of indolence. Their ease is not what we are after. For what good is a life without struggle? What can be learned? How else do we grow? What mastery can there be without real effort, real sweat, real toil, real thunder? Yes, we should meet with caution the apathetic and unambitious, those too weak to fight or try to or endure. They have forfeited their freedom. Y'all, they have forfeited their freedom. I think y'all are missing it. They have forfeited their freedom. This is deep, y'all. Woo-wee! What can be learned? How else do we grow? Right? They have forfeited their freedom. They don't have the resolve to pursue their highest selves with meaningful purpose. And so they are not examples for us. You gotta love them, Sonia, and let them go. What a great irony that humans often follow the weakest among us, the cynics and the trolls. But we mustn't give these weak fools our time either. We must understand that the lowest rung of humanities is populated by the couch critics, the apathetic advisors who, from a detached perch of safety, believe that every whim that breezes over their small minds and every one of their witless arguments ought to carry the same weight as the hard-won wisdom of those who are actually in the fight, whose minds have been sharpened with real-world experience, whose legends are being forged by action. Y'all ought to go ahead and type in the comments action. You know what's amazing? When you think about the movies and when you think about when they're getting ready to film, lights, camera, action. Action. So you sitting on the couch and you're a critic? What do you have to help me advance my life? And you're sitting on the couch as a critic. I can love you with a long handled spoon, because here's what you got to understand, that spirit is literally transferable. And if you allow it, I promise y'all, let me tell y'all something. We sit in this house all day, the TV don't ever go on. Ever. It boils me, like it does something to me. When people walk in and the first thing they want to do is turn on the TV. And that is because I'm not there. And then when I see what they watch. So it's not even just that they want to watch TV, but when I look at what they watch, because I mean, sometimes I'll turn on the TV to put on YouTube to watch. Yeah, we don't have cable either, Indira, to watch personal growth and development, to watch a sermon, to watch something that's going to help my life advance. But if you're looking at a person who's stuck, they're stuck because of what they feed themselves. Uh-oh. 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 So they're small minds. So listen, but with every breed, so they detach. Let's go back. We must understand that the lowest rung of humanity is populated by the couch critics, the apathetic advisors, who from a detached perch of safety believe that every whim that breezes over their small minds and every one of their witness arguments ought to carry the same weight as the hard-won wisdom of those who are actually in the fight, whose minds have been sharpened with real world experiences, whose legends are being forged by action. We must remember that the most cynics and judgmental tyrants who seek to oppress us are small, frustrated people who take the heat off their own apathy and failure by labeling us as narcissistic strivers or undeserving fakes, then try to belittle us to stop feeling so little themselves. So what does that mean? People who have no desire to move from where they have been to where they need to go always see something wrong with you, the dreamer, because they won't move. These are those who hide behind a computer or a powerful position and exert their uninformed opinion on us so that they can feel better about themselves. Should they be asked about their own contributions, they generally fall silent or lash out in incoherent and meaningless diatribes. Theirs is a sad fate where their only sense of success is to point out our failures. To elevate themselves, they must demean us. So a person who's not really growing, what they do, be very, very cautious when they can tell you everything that's going on somebody's life on Facebook. Did you see such and such and such and such? And I say to myself, no, I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. Because I'm not looking for it. And if you're not looking for it, but it just comes to you, why are you attracting that? So a person who's going nowhere, a person who's not really growing, all they've got time to do is talk about what somebody else is doing because they're not going anywhere. So it makes them feel bigger to focus or point out what somebody else is doing. Their jabs are sad demonstrations that nothing is easier for small minds than to discount great ones. For those who dwell in ignorance, everyone from out of town is suspect. Beware those too apathetic to strive for important things, as they ultimately instill indifference, swaying so many independent people from their path of greatness. And so let us stay on our path. Let us choose the strenuous life, taking pride in finding honor in our struggles and our contributions. We will not fear the exhaustion and anxieties that significant dreams are and unceasing hard work can bring. We will keep a joyous heart even if we toil, for our toils bring us toward that which we find meaningful. Let us humbly pass by the watchers and the aimless, the bored and the belly aching. They have nothing to offer but distraction and useless comments. Lord, have mercy. Not the useless comments, y'all. So this says, let us humbly pass by the watchers and the aimless, the bored and the belly aching. So when you find yourself around someone that's always able to point out what ain't right, they sitting around bored. I'm not stuck. The internet signal is not stuck. This ain't my words. This is the book. They have nothing to offer you but distraction and useless comments. Indira, these people have nothing to offer you but distractions and useless comments. Let us make ours a higher cause than comfort, a greater calling than mediocrity. We have duties to complete, initiatives to begin, battles to fight, real victories to celebrate, and so forward we go with strength and fire. So we talked about the weak, right? That was a longer one, the weaklings. Now let's talk about the wicked. As we anticipate the weak-willed, let us also anticipate that woven in the tapestry of human goodness are also threads of mean, power-hungry, deceptive individuals. Let me back up a little bit. Oftentimes, y'all, these weaklings, they not bad people. So I don't want you to mistaken because they're weaklings, they're lazy, slowful, content, complacent people. They're not bad people. They just aren't going where you're going. Now we're talking about people who are wicked. These people have a foul spirit. There's a difference. The weaklings, they're not bad people. They're good-hearted people. They're just comfortable and complacent. So sometimes, Indira, what happens, Miss Gloria, is that we oftentimes will think, well, they're just bad. They're not bad people. They're just in a bad place. Complacent. Hey, Daryl, we're reading, or is it Daryl or Darrell? The Motivation Manifesto. BRENDON Burchard. All right. So the wicked. As we anticipate the weak-willed, let us also anticipate that woven in the tapestry of human goodness are also threads of mean, power-hungry, deceptive individuals. We cannot avoid the crude people we will encounter in life. The more of them coming at us, the more we put ourselves out there, the more we seek to lead. The more we seek to lead, the more we express ourselves and our full potential, the more we are motivated to change the world, the more we rise, the more they turn up. Woo! This is not some kind of paranoia. The fact that there are mean people in the world is not something to fear. It is simply something to acknowledge and prepare for. Business people should not be shocked that the competition will seek to destroy them. Let me tell y'all something. Michael Jordan said it best. And here's the thing. When you desire to elevate your life, when you desire to go to the next level, oh, the haters are coming with it. It's a natural part of the process. And Michael Jordan, as much as he was loved, he was hated as well because he was so darn good. Let me tell you, and for all the gentlemen that are on here, all my sports fans, Michael Jordan never came to a game without his A game. And there are people often wondering, why in the heck does she keep winning? Why in the heck does he keep winning? What? Now, they won't talk about all of the things that you continue to do. She continues to do all the work. She continues to da-da-da. She's always working out. She's always bettering herself. She's always reading, always studying, always advancing, putting themselves. They don't talk about that. But why? So that what they hate on the fact that you won't quit because they want you to quit. They can't handle your greatness. And they can't handle the fact that no matter how hard they work at the moment, that you just come on and win again. They couldn't handle Michael Jordan showing up winning all the time. So the fact that there are mean people in the world, we fear that no surprise should flash across the face of a new executive when she is met with the resistance during her first meeting simply because she's a woman. Simply because she's a woman. When a stranger lies to hurt our reputation, we should know that is a common thing and that it is happening to us only because we are trying to do important things in the world. How many of y'all been lied on? I know I have. If we are and be careful, because the ones that will lie on you will then try to get other people to team up against you. And they will create these scenarios in their mind, and they'll create these scenarios like you're the villain. How many of y'all been lied on? It's because you're going for greatness. All right. So when a stranger lies, we should know that it is our common thing and that it is happening to us only because we are trying to do important things in the world. If we are conscious to the existence of rude, ignorant, cruel people, then we can control our reaction when they emerge from the darkness and attempt to steal our light. A society so afflicted by ease and conformity always flinches at the arrival of those boldly seeking personal freedom. As we express our true selves and advance toward our dreams, we will meet unfathomable, unending resistance. Those who play a zero-sum game of life, who believe they cannot succeed if we do, may launch slings and arrows of envy. Or they might seek with soft and duplicitous words, sorry y'all, to lull us back into the fold. Those at our sides may stab us with doubts about our readiness or warn that the world is too hostile a place. And those in front of us, fearful of losing their place, may hurl wicked accusations and build walls to keep us back. We must ready ourselves and be wary of the effect such tyrants can have in making us feel fearful in life. We must be especially vigilant in our reactions to contemptuous, small-minded people who fight for overt and oppressive power over others. The brute who towers over others, using his physical presence to intimidate, the greedy liar at work who seeks to wreck us, the abusive lover, the vicious neighborhood gossip, the condescending bullies, and the sweet-talking con artists. While we mustn't let these few tar the goodwill of the majority, we are wise not to deny their existence. This sort of extreme tyrant has a vast terrain of ego to defend. Ego. They can be narcissistic, paranoid, angry people. Their commonality is that they are on constant search for those seeking their level of success. They want to wreck them. And you know what I found? A lot of times they aren't mean, nasty people. They actually make you think that they're just the sweetest pie, when behind the scenes, their ego and envy is what's really fueling and driving them. And they don't even realize that they are throwing daggers and going after people simply because they are better than them. Whoa. Using his physical presence to intimidate, the greedy liar at work, right? This sort of extreme tyrant has a vast terrain of ego. Their commonality is that they are a constant search for those seeking their level of success. They want to wreck them. Their goal is to oppress our will and energy so they can feel better about themselves. Consciously or unconsciously, there it is. They see our advance as a threat to their power or a sign of their weakness. And so if they can minimize us, they can minimize their loss of stature, which is why people like to often tell you what they remind you of what they've done for years and years and years and years and years. Not what they're doing right now. But remember when I did? Oh, And so, if they can minimize us, they can minimize their loss of stature. We see this sort of tyrant often at the helm of struggling countries, protecting interests with a fearful hand, enslaving people and ostracizing descendants. We see them in the corridors of commercial success, lording over their underlings, wielding harsh criticism or rumor, denying the advancement of the deserving. They are often family members, battering the very ones who depend on them. All their taunts and threats and terrors function to make us fear for our safety, security, or prosperity so that we might fall in line with their demands. Of all their ways to hurt us, belittling our worth is the tyrant's most vicious weapon. You are unworthy, stupid, inadequate, unskilled, they tell us. Their harsh words and actions seek to box us into their concept of who we are and where we belong. The effect is that we start to fear that we are not good enough or cannot win. And tragically, this can quickly become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We can come to believe we are as small as they tell us that we are. And we can choose to stay in their pathetic boundaries of belief rather than roam freely into our own freedom. We should not be surprised when others demean or resist our initiatives, nor should we suppress our will and let them win. We mustn't let the wicked stoke our doubts into the mighty flames of fear that consume our dreams. To these tyrants, we owe nothing. A truly oppressive person cannot see beyond his or her own self-interest, and so no relationship with them will ever be joyful or reciprocal. They are blinded by their ego and live in a world by themselves and for themselves. Do not grovel to these people. Do not try to placate them. Do not hope that they will change. Do not engage with them. Do not hope that do not engage with them or hang about with them. Do not let them provoke anger. Never sink to their level. We must never tolerate a tyrant's efforts to hold us back. We mustn't let them govern our potential. Every display of submission, deference, meekness, and compromise that they see from the desperate or feeble among us gives them a perverse joy, and their power grows. And every time we back down from them or minimize ourselves, we become more fearful and weak. Boom! Keep winning. Keep doggone winning. Keep winning. So let us be diligent in avoiding these people without ever deviating from our own path. We mustn't wish them ill. That's right. Because for what? Right? It's not worth the energy. And wicked people will get what they deserve as they destroy themselves. Our success lies not in their destruction, but in our own advancement. Not in the astonishment on their faces as we surge past them, but in the joy in our hearts at having prevailed despite them. So despite all you've done to try to silence my voice, despite all you've done to try to demean or lessen my influence or affluence, despite all you've done to what? What does it say? Despite all of that, when you surge past them, bless them on your way up. The mental projection of fear. Is this good? If this is good, if this is good, type in the word, just go on and type in the word good in the comments. If this is good, because this is good with a T. This is good. So the mental projection of fear. While many people in our lives might seek to stoke our doubts and fears, the vast majority will seek to support us. More will seek to pull us up than push us down. People know that in allowing us to chase our dreams unencumbered, they are silently giving themselves permission to pursue their own. No matter how many bores and bastards we meet in life, we must remember that we have friends all around us. We mustn't hesitate to ask for their help, inspiration, and wisdom. Come on, Daryl. The joy of my success is my vindication. Y'all keep winning. This is so good. The hard truth of life is that though our fear is often socially cued and conditioned, it is more often a result of dereliction of our own minds. We misuse our mental faculties by barely using them at all. Oh my. Oh. We misuse our mental faculties by barely using them at all. We have the means to extinguish our fears, but we lack discipline in using it. Like having the extinguisher in our hands as our home burns, but choosing not to use it because we have to aim. How often do we sense worry, but rather than combating it with conscious thought, let it burn? How often do we obsess on negative things that they may grow into a great scorching fire of anxiety? For many people, this has happened unchecked so often and for so long, they are no longer aware of the fact that predictable thought patterns, all of which they can anticipate and control and transform, are causing them to be fearful. They just feel afraid all the time and think there's nothing that they can do about it. Like a sad child holding a burst balloon, she herself popped. Let us learn now, once and for all, to anticipate how our minds cultivate fear. Just as we can expect the warriors, the weaklings, and the wicked to derail us if we are not cautious, we can prepare for how our minds will tear us from happiness and progress. Let me share something with y'all. And I know that if Paul was here, he wouldn't mind me sharing it because he would share it himself. There was a time in our marriage, very early on in our marriage, Paul was very negative. And I know that this is very difficult for people to understand or to even believe because Paul is like such a nice guy, right? Marguerite will tell you, Paul used to be so moody and sometimes downright mean, right? Only if you knew him, like only if you got into the inner, right? And I like there were days, y'all. There were days that literally I remember when I got to that breaking point and I was like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Like, we're not going to last like this because I am never negative. Like, never. And you can ask my friends on here. Margarita tell you. Tedra will tell you. Alicia will tell you. People that have known me for a long time. Well, Indira will tell you. She's known me for quite some time now. Right? Sonia and so many more on here. Aunt Carol, Melissa, Miss Brenda, Miss Robin, Owens, they'll all tell you, I am never, there is never a moment where you're going to see or hear a negative thing. Like, I never have a negative mindset. I'm always optimistic. I'm always believing that the good is going to come from what we do. And then even if we come to a fork in the road or maybe something didn't work out, right? Guess what? Doesn't mean that I don't have bad days or bad moments because I don't have a bad day. I never allow myself to have a whole bad day, but I might have a moment where I'm like, "Whoo!" Right? Sean will tell you. However, I'm always looking for the how do we fix it? How do we fix it? How do we move past where we are? I'll acknowledge where we are, and then boom, let's go. So being married to someone who was so moody and so negative and always looking for well, what if it don't work out? And it was always, Paul would always point out what could go wrong first. Literally, y'all, literally, I had to, like, when I tell y'all, because all he would do was sit around and watch TV. Well, so let me cue you in on something. Lean in, Robin, lean in. A person who is sitting and watching TV all day, they're depressed. You heard it from me here, okay? They are depressed and they are trying to escape through what they're watching. So, thankfully, I started blasting the personal development through the house. Because he was watching stuff that was just dumb. It wasn't even stuff that was going to help him grow. And I started blasting it and blasting it and praying out loud and blasting it and praying out loud and drove that spirit out of my home. Y'all better, ladies, gentlemen, if that spirit is risen up in your home, drive it out. Drive it out. Drive it out. That was for free. Okay? So let us learn once and for all to anticipate how our minds cultivate fear. A person who is sitting there like that, Cheryl, Indira, they're depressed, they're afraid, they're stuck, and they don't know how to admit that they can't figure out how to get to the next level because Mama Nisi, what happens is this, Tracy, is people don't understand that when you keep going back to what you used to do, what you used to do used to work. And those things don't work in this season, this new season. And so a person continues to try to duplicate or replicate what they've been doing, thinking that they're going to get a different result. And they don't. So they're frustrated because they want something different, but they're not willing to do something different to get the new result. Come on, somebody, right? So the cultivate fear, just as we can expect the warriors, the weaklings, and the wicked to derail us. If we are not cautious, we can prepare for how our minds will tear us from happiness and progress. Most of the fear we feel in life is simply anxiety arising from our anticipation of two kinds of pain that change might bring: the pain associated with loss or hardship. Let me repeat that. Most of the fear that we feel in life, because change is not easy, but it is easier, Daryl, when we change our mind and just allow life to be. The problem is we've been in control for so long, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, yielding the same result. God is saying, I am trying to push you to more. I am trying to give you what you prayed for. You prayed for it. You fasted for it. And now that I'm trying to give it to you, you're bucking. You're bucking and you're fighting. And I'm trying to give you different. I'm trying to give you more. I'm trying to give you what you prayed for. I'm trying to give you what you fasted for, but you won't let go. It's like a baby with a binky and a blanket. Most of the fear that we feel in life is simply anxiety arising from our anticipation of two kinds of pain that change might bring: the pain associated with loss or the pain associated with hardship. The first type, loss pain, is a thought pattern in which we worry that we will lose something if we cherish if we take any given action. If we fear changing jobs, it is because we don't want to lose our compensation, our friendships with certain coworkers, our corner office, the titles, right? I added that one in there. Our friendships, the corner office. This thought pattern plays out in millions of subtle decisions throughout people's lives. We think, if I go on a new diet, I'm afraid I'll lose the joy that I feel in eating my favorite foods. If I quit smoking, I'll lose that 20 minutes of peace that I get by going outside and taking long drags. So I'm afraid to quit. If I leave the jerk, I'm afraid I'll lose love in my life and never find anyone else to be with. The only way to combat this thought pattern is to analyze it closely, then reverse it. Once we sense that we are anticipating loss, we must question whether or not it is true. Is it really a loss? Is it really a loss? The more we look for evidence of our fears, there's the problem, Miss Gloria. Too many people are focused on looking for evidence of our fears. The more we realize that they are often faulty, quick assumptions of a tired and undirected mind. The small, poorly conditioned person may guess that things will be bad, whereas an intelligent, self-aware person may come to be a logical conclusion based on a real-world evidence or thoughtful principle. The person who examines their fear of dieting, quitting a bad habit, or leaving a bad relationship comes to realize that there's always less to lose than to gain in making healthy decisions for themselves. This reframing requires intelligence and optimism. Once we question the assumptions causing us anxiety, we should explore the opposite of our worries, focusing as obsessively as possible on what might be gained if we changed. So let's talk about it. Let's list it in the comments. Robin, what might be changed if we stop eating French fries and burgers and big portions and potato chips and cookies and soda and milkshakes and Chick-fil-A? Because we go to Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A is better than going to Wendy's. What things might change if we stop watching a bunch of nonsense on TV? And if the TV is going to be on, putting on a video on YouTube that might teach us something, a healthier body. What changes might happen if you just get up and go to the gym? What if you just got up and walked to a video on YouTube or TV? What changes might happen if you park farther away from the doors to the mall? What changes might happen if you actually read a book? What changes might happen if you open yourself up to opportunity? What changes might happen if you learn a new skill set? This reframing requires intelligence and optimism. Once we question the assumptions causing us anxiety, we should explore the opposite of our worries, focusing on obsessively a possible on what might be gained. Something's in my throat, y'all. What if we begin the new diet, right? What if we quit smoking? What if the new romantic relationship, we finally find joy? We should certainly visualize these outcomes as much as we visualize a dark scenes of loss. Self-worth, lifestyle change. Do you understand, especially for those of you that are over 30, over 40, that if we don't move our bodies, we lose our bodies, and then we wonder why we can't move when we get older, right? Dream up and focus on the positive, for it is much more useful than the long nightmares of negativity. The second thought pattern that causes us to fear change is related to the anticipation of hardship. We're scared to do something because we think it will be too hard on us, right? We think it'll be too hard on us. We're worried we're not capable, worthy, or ready, and we allow that worry to stop us. But isn't this a pathetic use of mental powers? Isn't it true that with enough time, effort, and dedication, we can learn most of what we need to succeed? Isn't it true that most great accomplishments were achieved by people who at first had no idea what they were doing, who had to first endure years of struggle to bring their dream to fruition? Let's not forget that we didn't always know how to ride a bike or use a computer or make love, but we figured it out. Humans did not know how to land on the moon, but we decided it was a worthwhile endeavor. And so we struggled for a decade to puzzle it out. We became capable of the impossible. Thus is the story of the individual, of the entire species. And yet, look how small we let our minds be. In so many cases, we think, I'm scared to go on a diet because I don't know if I can handle learning all these new recipes fast enough or endure a 30-minute workout. So don't do a 30-minute workout. Do a 10-minute workout. Then increase it to 15 minutes. Then maybe increase it to 20 minutes. And then maybe in another couple of weeks, you go 25 minutes. Nobody's telling you to start at the top. We're telling you to start and work your way up. No one's telling you. We got to stop making these excuses. And we make these excuses over and over and over and over and over again. So we got to think about it. We didn't always know how to do these things. We became capable of the impossible. This is the story of the individual and the entire species. And yet, Look how small we let our minds be. In so many cases, we think I'm scared to go on a diet, right? I'm too freaked out to leave my bad relationship because going online to find someone new sounds like a hassle. We are more than these small thoughts. At some point, maturity will pounce on us and ask, are you not more than your tiny worries about inconvenience? Isn't it a better life worth some struggle? Isn't a better life worth some struggle? Like, we can't be inconvenient. It's funny because I remember Paul, he decided that in his boredom days, he had started looking for some work for jobs, and he's overqualified for a lot of jobs. So he said, you know what? On the days that I'm just doing nothing, I'm gonna go do these little runs, these little driving jobs. Now, Atlanta traffic can be tough, but he decided it was better for him to be out working his mind than sitting around opening his mind up to being idle. I would rather somebody go work at Walmart than to sit around depressed. Okay. Anyway, the only way to break these thought patterns is to question and reverse them. How do we break these thought patterns? Question them and then reverse them. If we simply take a moment to contemplate, that we can realize we have learned and endured more difficult things in the past, and we can learn and endure what is needed now. The tools to manage the difficulties of life are within. Where are the tools to manage difficulties in life? They are within us. Perhaps we can imagine ourselves actually enjoying the struggle versus fearing it. We can think, I'm looking forward to learning to cook new foods. I'm always looking, Tracy, at how can I learn to cook new things? How can I learn a new skill set? Like right now, learning to understand like stocks and trading and Bitcoin and crypto. I am super ecstatic about learning a new skill set. Super ecstatic. Now I'm calling it nurse-sighted because it's always scary a little bit, just like learning how to ride a bike, just like learning how to drive a car, just like learning how to fry my first piece of chicken, just like learning exactly while working his mind driving allows him to meet new people and network. Come on, Marguerite. Come on. You can't sit around. You'll find yourself depressed. Right? So I'm excited to quit smoking because I can see myself getting up the stairs without being winded and having a long life of free addiction. I'm thrilled to look for someone who is more right for me than my last relationship to find real love and to enjoy life with my soulmate. First of all, how about just be single for a while? Like, it really is okay to be single for a little while. We don't have to have somebody in our lives to feel complete. See, because I'm complete all by myself. As a matter of fact, when I started dating Paul, it was an interruption because I didn't want nobody in my life. And I was like, what are you talking about? You want to go out? Like, I'm thinking we just friends. It was a total interruption of my life because I wasn't looking for love. Be still. It's okay to be by yourself a little while. Be still. Be single. Enjoy being single. Enjoy listening to your own voice for a change. Doing something for yourself for a change. Do it for you instead of settling for somebody that don't mean you no good, right? So let us fire our enthusiasm knowing that the learning journey toward freedom can be exciting. We must trust this, that we can learn and we can grow, and we must begin now, for destiny favors the bold. Destiny favors the bold. To some, this sounds more like positive thinking. And what of it? Shall we continue thinking negatively? What good will come from focusing on all the loss and hardship we might experience in life? There is no self-awareness in letting fear reign because of our own mental sloth. We have the personal power to wield our thoughts more forcefully in the daily fight against our fears. Our thoughts will free us or they destroy us. Woo! Our thoughts will free us or they will destroy us. Our thoughts will free us or they will destroy us. Maturity comes in understanding that it is our choice alone to move forward towards freedom. And then how do we deal with physical fear? Free your mind, right? Oh, it's 7 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock already. Oh my God. All right, y'all. I got one page left to read. Can I read this last page? Let me know in the comments if I can read this last page, and then I promise we're done. And then we'll go on to chapter 3 next week on motivation. Can I read this last page? We got one page and like one paragraph on the next page. Can I read this and we be done with chapter 2? Miss Gloria said, go. All right. So dealing with physical fear, it seems impossible that all of our fears can be conquered by the mindset alone, but they can be. How can all of our mindsets, right, be conquered? Our fears be conquered by the mindset alone, right? What about those real physical impulses that seem so uncontrollable? Can we also master them? How does the lion tamer walk into the pride's den unafraid? How does the public speaker stand in front of thousands without becoming ill with self-doubt? How does the executive make the decision her whole team is too afraid to make? Practice. Practice. The lion tamer was once afraid, but he entered the den, and over time he became unafraid. The public speaker took the stage, and with time became uncomfortable. The executive made their decision after decision until even the big calls became easier. We can learn from these examples and choose to face what we fear. We can choose the courage to put ourselves in the vicinity of the things that we fear over and over again until we grow more comfortable than confident. Let me say it again. We grow, Bridget, more comfortable than confident. So what happens, Marguerite, is as we continue to practice and do the things over and over again, we get comfortable. The comfort, when we get comfortable, then we feel confident. Confidence doesn't come before comfortable. Does everybody understand that? Confidence doesn't come before comfortable. Let us reawaken to a life unbounded, finding inspiration in the fact that humans throughout the millennia have learned to overcome their fears. They changed how they reacted to fearful impulses. They took a deep breath, contemplated whether or not their fears were rational, and visualized the growth that they would experience by moving forward. They took these steps forward again and again until they found that their fear was no longer so powerful or even present. So the fear, Indira, you start to realize that it is false. I wasn't really afraid. It is false evidence appearing real. Fear, the acronym for fear, is false evidence appearing real. They took those steps forward. Let me see what they took a deep breath, contemplated whether or not their fears were rational, and visualized their growth they would experience by moving forward. That's why I love that song. You make all things new, moving forward. I'm not going back. I'm looking ahead. Here's what I declare. My past is over. I'm being made new. Things are renewed. I'm moving what? Forward. They took those steps forward again and again until they find that their fear was no longer so powerful or even present. This is called self-mastery. Let us learn from them and put these practices into our own lives. Let us choose to master our minds and demonstrate more power over our fears. As mature and bold adults, we can refuse to shrink from those things that might cause us anxiety or hardships. We can reach towards what is always pushing in the background, that equally powerful impulse that's sure and solid will toward personal freedom. We repeat over and over, I won't let others stoke fear in my heart. I choose to remain true to who I am, where my dreams direct me, no matter the hardship I might incur. I remember it always. Fear wins or freedom wins, and I choose freedom. I choose freedom, and that is the end of chapter 2 on fear. And next week, God willing, we will start chapter 3 on motivation. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up people together to collect wood, and don't assign them tasks and work, but rather teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea. Woo, 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 woo. So next week we will continue with chapter 3 on the Motivation Manifesto, 9 declarations to claim your personal power. I don't know about y'all, but I am so ready to claim my personal power. I'm so ready, Lynn, to go to that next dimension, to that next level. And I'm so excited for each and every one of you that decided to be here with us today. So I want to make sure that we are connected. If you are here for the first time, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you never, ever, ever miss an opportunity. When we go live, you'll get a notification that Nina's live, right? And then you get a choice as to whether or not you want to watch what I'm live about or not. But we are here every Monday unless it's a major holiday. And then you want to make sure that you are following me on all of my social media platforms, you guys. On Instagram, I am at The Real Nina Mora. You can always screenshot these. I am consistent across all of my social media platforms. You're either going to see Nina Mora, Nina Rochelle Mora, the Wellness Queen, right? So on Facebook, I'm Nina Rochelle Mora, right? You want to make sure you're following, stay connected with me so that you never, ever miss anything that I'm doing. You can follow me on TikTok at Nina Mora. You'll see the Wellness Queen as well. Make sure that you get your free gift by registering on my website, ninamora.com. Once you go there, you scroll down, hit subscribe, and you'll get a free gift there. Now, listen, I don't know about y'all. To this event for you, someone like Michael McDonald, who hosts events with 30,000 people, is going to come to a room with 35 people for you. If you're not able to get to Georgia for whatever reason, because in person is always better, then you want to make sure you go and register for the virtual experience. All right. The virtual experience. Go and invest in yourself. Go invest in yourself so that you can be in the room. You don't know what breakthrough you might receive as we're heading into 2025. And I declare and I decree, yeah, Miss Brenda said, I'm coming. I declare and I decree that 2025 is going to be the best year of your lives. And so I'm so excited that you made the decision to be with us here today on Book Club. And I pray that you heard something that is going to empower you to do what? Take action. Let it go. Let go of your fear so that you can live freedom. Let go of your fear so that you can live in freedom. All right, y'all. All right. So listen, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be kind to one another. Do a good deed and pay it forward. You know what you can also do? Maybe you can't be there. Or maybe you are going to be there. Maybe you have the means to bless someone else. Why don't you invite someone? Yay, Sandra Phillips said she's coming. Invite someone to be there. Pay for their ticket. Pay for their ticket and bring somebody with you so that you are paying it forward right along with you. All right, you guys? And so be kind to one another, do a good deed, pay it forward, and meet us right back here next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Chapter 3 of Book Club. Remember this, that God loves you, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Good night, and God bless you all. Share this with a friend.